Okay, number 34. Given the function 4x cubed minus 11x squared minus 6x plus 9, we want to use the rational zeros to find the zeros of the, well, it says use the zeros to factor f over the real numbers. Okay, so the potential zeros are the factors of the constant, which is 9, over the factors of the leading coefficient, which is 4. That is just a fancy way of saying you take the back number, the factors of the back number divided by the factors of the front number when this is written from highest exponent to lowest exponent. Okay, so what are the factors of 9? 9 are 1, 3, and 9. What are the factors of 4? 1, 2, and 4. And so this is, and by the way, this is all plus or minus. So the potential zeros, what I like to do is I like to write the top one out, 1, 3, 9. I'm going to write it 3 times, and then I'm going to divide by each of the denominators. So over 1, over 1, over 1, over 2, over 2, over 2, over 4, over 4, over 4. Then I'll eliminate any repetition. Actually, I don't think anything repeats. I got 1, 3, 9, 1 half, 3 halves, 9 halves, 1 fourth, 3 fourths, 9 fourths. So all of these are actually potential zeros. Okay, so what you do is you're essentially now going to have to guess and check. This is a little painful because you have literally 3, 6, 9 times 2, so you have 18 different possibilities. But we're going to use synthetic division. We're just going to guess randomly and hopefully it works out. So I'm going to use 3 as my first one. My advice to you is try to, if you can, use the answer choices to pick your potential zeros. And we're going to use this function right here. So we're going to write that down. 4, where's it? 4, negative 11, negative 6, and 9. By the way, look out. This is in descending order. 3, 2, 1, 0. If there was, for example, if there wasn't a x squared term at all, then I'd have to put 0 in. Okay, but there is, so I'm going to use 11. But just watch out for that. Okay, and then we're going to do synthetic. So synthetic just means you take the first number down, and it gives me 4. Then we're going to multiply 3 by 4, that gives me 12, and then we add. So 1, and then repeat. So 3 times 1 is 3, add, negative 3, and then repeat. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, add, and you get 0. This is what we want. We want this to be 0, because then that means we found a 0. There is no remainder. This is the remainder, this is the constant, this is the x term, and this is the x squared term, which means we're left with 4x squared plus x minus 3. So once we get here, we have 2 choices. We can either do synthetic again, or we can try to factor. I'm going to go ahead and try to factor it. Okay, so the reason I'm going to go ahead and try to factor it is we know the front can be either 4 and 1 or 2 and 2, but the back has to be 1 and 3. So if I go 3 and 1, we're getting 4 here, we're getting 3 here. 4 minus 3 is 1, so that works. So if this is equal to 0, then we can use the 0 factor property to say 4x minus 3 and x plus 1 equals 0. Hence, x is 3 fourths and x is equal to negative 1. So what are my zeros? There's obviously 3 fourths and negative 1, but don't forget the beginning one, which is 3. So we'll also include x equals 3. And those are our answers. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'll see you all in the next video.